Wow! Welcome back and welcome back to day 2 of the Spiking Wealth Masterclass. How many of you are really excited today to be back? Give a big round of applause. Raise your hands. How many of you not excited? Thank you. And I want to see you fire away on the Zoom chat. If you're feeling excited, can you type excited on the Zoom chat? Wow! Thank you. Let's see the firing away. Edmund, you're the first to fire away. Thank you very much. And I see Yong, I see Daniel, I see Anne, King Ip, Lynn, thank you. Carol, wow, you guys are firing fast and furious. Raju, I see Roger, Ricky, Daniel, and Jennifer. Welcome back, Kelvin. And we're going to do a welcome cheer. This is a tradition for day 2. I want to kind of immerse you into what we call the spiking tradition, all right? And what we do is we're going to pay our traditional greetings to one another. So turn on your camera right now. We're going to take a look at your neighbors on your left, on your right, the guy above and beneath you. And we're going to say our traditional greeting. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Everybody say hello! Welcome back! Welcome back! Hello! Welcome back! Welcome back! And you know, I'm really excited to be back on day 2. I got quite a number of feedback from our angels. And what we discovered yesterday was this. Number 1, many of you kind of kept the camera on, but you like tilt to the side or tilt to the left, and you're doing your own thing, and then every now and then you just turn around, look at the camera. Oh, I want to hear this part of the masterclass, then turn back again, and you get distracted. That's not the way to learn. So can I invite all of you to really turn on the camera, look into the camera. I want to see you, all right? Not just your side view. I want you to be fully focused and immersed, because I'm going to give you really great presentation today. Okay, how many of you are ready and excited to start the class? Raise up your hands. Wow, now I see all the lovely people in front of the camera. Thank you very much. I acknowledge you. Thank you. And how many of you not ready to start yet? You know who are the ones not ready? Those are the ones like this. They show the hand but not the face, all right? So welcome back to day 2. Now, I got really good news, and yesterday quite a number of you, so many of you signed up for what we call the big launch of the 100 days. And I got something really exciting to share with you because of your really great feedback to our angels, and you guys are really excited to learn. We're going to have our onboarding class on this Friday. We don't stop. On this Friday, we're going to help you set up your brokerage account. We're going to help you place your orders. We're going to help you do all the things that you couldn't do to get started. So this is fixed on this Friday, and our angels will be reaching out to you. For those of you who have not jumped on board on the onboarding program yet, really got to sign up for yesterday, what we have offered you. I think it's going to finish off in about a few more, I think 1-2 more hours, and the countdown clock is over, all right? So take advantage of that. We don't want to rest until you get onboarded. Because why? This week is the most important week. This is the FOMC week. And thereafter, you will look at the calendar, you can see everything is mapped out really clean for the next 100 days, all right? So that's the first important announcement. The second important announcement is this. I've also noticed that quite a number of you're not writing down. You're not writing down. You're waiting for my slides to appear, and then you just like take a look and then go back, do your thing. No, that's no good. You see, we've taken time to teach you in a certain way so that it goes into your memory 100%. So can I have a show? Very quickly, take out your notebook with your pen. Where's your notebook and your pen? I have a show right now. This is a real test, all right? It is a notebook and a pen. It can be electronic or the traditional pen and paper or pen and pencil and whatever. It must be a notebook, all right? So please make sure you got this written down, firing away. And, you know, I'm also, just give you a kind of backdrop, I'm also training myself to write on the flip chart. How many of you enjoy me writing on the flip chart next to my picture in front of the video? How many of you enjoy that? Yes? Because why? We're going to activate your eyes, your ears, and your kinesthetics. You're going to write, have motion, and all this built into the memory so that you are stacking up. We are doing all this because you're stacking up your knowledge. You want to advance fast and furious. You want to build your knowledge fast and furious. That's why we are doing all this. How many of you now, you're ready to start the class? Wow. No, you're not ready. How many of you right now, you're ready to start the class? Thank you very much. I see those lovely hands. I acknowledge you. And you know, I'm very, very passionate in making sure you learn 100% from me. So tonight, we're going to start off the class with a very, very important first word, all right? And this word is kind of a mind-blowing. There is a positive and a negative connotation behind this word. And this word, kind of the first time I still vividly remember when I encountered, first time in my life, this really powerful word, I say, wow, I want to know everything about this. And you know, how many times in your life whereby you encounter a word and you kind of fire off and trigger in your mind and say, bam, I want to know everything about this. How many of you have this feeling before in your life? I want to know everything about one particular word. Not that many of you, you guys don't like English words. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to switch over and give you this really, really powerful English word. See, we covered so much notes yesterday, right? And here we go. We're going to write this very, very powerful word right now. And here we go. This is the word of insider. And it was like more than 20 years ago, for the first time I encountered this, I said, what is this? What is the meaning of an insider? And I want to know, like, it's that kind of secret operation that nobody else know about. And you see, in the closed loop, and you see the privileged queue, whereby I'm in the front of the queue, not at the back of the queue. And so many things fire off in my mind. And how many of you are looking at this word right now and there's some kind of feeling going through in your mind right now? Can I show hands? How many of you have a certain feeling about this word? It's a very, very powerful feeling, all right? And in order for us to start off our day two, you see, day two we're going to cover quite substantially. It's called the mastery. Today we are on day two mastery. Let me kind of help you guys recap right over here. Take a look. This is the way we present over the 4 days. At the bottom, you see the Spiking logo. Yesterday, we gone through the foundation. And then, day two, we're going through the mastery. Day three, we'll go through commitment. And finally, day four, boom, we'll fire off the vision. All right? So, this is how we present over the 4 days. So, for day two mastery, we're going to dive really deep to answer everything about insider. Wow, how many of you are excited to answer everything about insider? And I prepared really thought-provoking questions to start off the class. And it's kind of also interactive. I want to know, where do you stand, your understanding about insider, especially on insider trading, all right? So I'm going to start firing off a few questions. And these are really mind-blowing questions that really bring us deep down into the foundation of insider trading, all right? The first question, and it depends on how fast you're going to fire off your answer. I'll be watching the Zoom chat. It must be intuitive. After I finish asking a question, you fire off your answer straight away onto the Zoom chat. Don't care about what other people are typing. You just fire off your answer, all right? Ready? Here we go. First question. Who qualifies as an insider? And what types of insiders are most important to track for investment insights? Wow. It's a very powerful question. Oh, I see the answers coming in fast and furious. The first batch kind of like to type in CEO. I'm not too sure why. And then we got see different answers. We see big players with big money. And we also see like market makers, hedge fund. Fire away, just fire away, all right? And you get to look all the different answers from your cohort of classmates. These are all from every single one of you, regardless of your background, all right? So, this kind of gives us the variety of how many different types of insiders you're really thinking about, and who are they actually. So I'm going to kind of dive in. In fact, all of your answers are right, except for one qualifier. We're going to talk about the qualifier in a short while later on. And I kind of like it. Some of you put politician. Yes, politicians are the greatest insiders on planet Earth because they shape the entire country's policies, especially on the areas of regulation. So they are really, really powerful people, and that's why many covered to run for the political office. All right, they want to touch and taste power. Very good, and I'm seeing very good answers right there. Thank you very much. Thank you. Second question, and here we go. What motivates insiders, such as corporate executives or major shareholders, to buy or sell shares of their own company? And how might this action signal future stock price movement? Fire away! And I want to see all your, there's quite a variance in your answer, all right? Most of you are on the right track, make money, take profit, yes, yes. And there's another evil twist to this question. Sometimes insider take part. Majority of time is primarily to make money. And I really appreciate all your answers. I see Peter, I see Q-Ed, I see Dennis. Yes, it's to make money. Sometimes they also behave in a twisted manner to destroy their enemy. We're going to touch a few case studies of how do they go about insider trading to destroy their enemies, and in fact to destroy the very people that supported them. How many of you like to find out about that? And you know, the market really teaches us a wide spectrum of wisdom. Third question. So we kind of dealt with who are the insiders, and you guys like give me different answers. Most of you start thinking about my boss, like the CEO, right? The guy in charge. But there are different layers of insiders. We're going to dive into that. And then what motivates them, of course, is to make money, buy low, sell high. And it's very, very driven by money, but sometimes there's the other extreme, driven by the ability to kill their competitors and to kill the people around them, all right? We're going to show you some examples of that. The third one, what's the difference between legal and illegal insider trading? And why is it important for the markets to have rules around it? Wow, this one is heavy, man. I want to see your answer. Why? And what's the difference between legal versus illegal? Go, 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 fire away. And then we're getting a bit, start moving up the level of understanding, and it's okay if you do not know the answer perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that, because this is a very, very touchy, sensitive topic. Nobody wants to talk about it. In fact, they try to avoid it, and the insiders themselves will keep quiet, zip their mouth, and they don't want to share, right? So we are really touching on something really deep here. Okay, very, very good. Thank you very much. And how do you tell, and some of you are saying legal doesn't have a penalty from Daniel. Interesting. And Jose, it's legal when the trading is public. And again, there are facets of gray area around it, all right? And this is the part where data plays a really important role. We got to see everything, from the illegal to the legal, and those trading on the thin red line. All right, we're going to take a look at some examples around it in a short while, and I hope you'll be so blown away by it. Okay, very good. So we are still dealing with legality issues. The fourth question. This one is tricky, all right? Listen very carefully. Where should investors look to find reliable and actionable insider trading data? And how can they verify its accuracy? Wow. This is like testing you on the source of ground truth. What's the source of truth? in insider trading? Wow, I get to see different answers coming in. And those who put in spiking, congratulations. You are on the right track. And some of you start putting in really technical stuff, and we're going to see the difference behind it all, right? But those of you on spiking are on the right track. Thank you very much. All right. A really big shout out to those who put in like Trade GPT, Spiking, Josephine, Daniel. Thank you very much. All right. So we're going to show you that as well. Next interesting question. All right. Ready? When does the timing of insider trades provide critical insights into the company's future performance? And what patterns should investors look for when analyzing this data? I'm talking about the timing of insider trades. Wow. This is a big topic, and once I show you the case studies, you're like going completely crazy about the data and why we are so data driven. And this is really, really powerful, right? So most of you are putting in like earnings, before earnings, and timing. But earnings is not a correlation to insider trades. Not a direct correlation, all right? I'm talking directly about insider trades. Step one is insider trade affecting what? Now, earnings is a company, right? Company already announced earnings, and insiders benefit or don't benefit from it. But the step one, the root question is the timing of the insider. What exactly are they thinking about? All right, so this one is a sensitive topic. We're going to show you some case studies as well surrounding it. Okay, we got three more questions, and we are done on the questioning part. So how many of you enjoyed this part of the question so far? Can I have a show of hands, right? And it's very rare that, we speak about this like in a public manner. And I'd rather have this conversation with you than anyone else out there, because I know you guys are game and you want to do really well to pursue your financial freedom. How many of you want to have financial freedom? Wow, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. All right. And if you want to have financial freedom, you must think like an insider in all areas of your life. Not just in the stock market. Some of you thinking, oh, I just compartmentalize insider thinking into the stock market. You're absolutely wrong. You have to permeate across everywhere, from your career to your business to everything that you do, because the world works on insider. And this is give you an example. How many of you take flights on the Singapore Airlines? Can I show you how many take flights on the Singapore Airline? Wow, look at all the Singapore Airlines customers, right? They are a master of insider. Let me tell you this, they are grandmaster of this. The moment you become a frequent flyer with the Singapore Airlines, which is the number one airlines in the world, and how they became the number one airlines in the world because of insider. You become a very privileged community. Every time you walk in, they'll greet you by your name. And whether you're flying business or economy or what other classes, if you're part of that membership, somebody will come up to you, kneel down, literally not like kneel down, but kneel down, bow down or kneel down, and greet you by your name and ask you, do you want anything today? That is insider. That is like concierge service, all right? So think along that lines, you have some kind of privilege, you have special access to benefits. That's the thinking of an insider. All right, some more, here we go. Next, how can tracking insider trading enhance an investor's portfolio strategy? And what tools or techniques can be used to integrate insider trading data into an investment process? Wow, this one is a very big topic, man. I want to see your answers. How can tracking insider trading enhance an investor's portfolio? Now, if you do not know the answer, just say do not know. It's perfectly fine. This is not like an exam, all right? This is just having a feel to kind of gauge where you are in terms of your knowledge And then you see your fellow classmates, what they're putting in the answers right there, all right? Thank you very much. Like Jose put in due diligence, very good. And I see Stephen put in early advantage, very good. Young put in supporting the decisions, very, very good. Vera put in data accuracy from Spiking, very, very good. And all these are great answers, all right? And we're going to show you how to integrate the entire insider thinking into your portfolio. Next, holy moly. How might insiders use non-public information ethically to benefit themselves without violating laws? Wow. And where does the fine line exist between ethical and illegal use of this information? Aha! I repeat again, this is a very, very important question, all right? How might insiders use non-public information ethically to benefit themselves without violating laws? And where does the fine line exist between ethical and illegal use of this information? Haha! Some of you are scratching your head. Oh, teacher is teaching us something interesting today. And I like the way Francis typed in the answer, indirect trading. Francis kind of got a clue already. Indirect trading, all right. And Friends of Power from Barry, thank you very much. Stephen put in people like Nancy Pelosi. Yes, and there are loopholes, there are gray areas, there are thin red line areas. So just be very careful, right? So I'm going to show you an example right now. We got 2 more questions and I can start showing you examples. Next, listen very carefully and be ready to fire away, all right? This is important. Why does insider buying differ from insider selling? And which action is more likely to provide valuable investment signals for outsiders? Is it the buying or the selling? All right, fire away. We briefly talked about this topic yesterday, and I want to make sure you guys really soak in, absorb 100%, and then you are really part of this journey of insider trading, all right? Really, really important. Very, very good. I see some of you start to get greedy. I'm asking you between buying and selling, and you are talking about both. All right. Okay, very good. Those who put in both, like Stephen, you're already thinking of two directions of the market. Last one, last question. Why does the overall market environment impact the effectiveness of insider trades as a predictive signal? And how can investors filter out market noise to focus on significant insider actions? Wow. This is really heavy loaded, right? And then I promise you that's the last question on insider trading, all right? Let me take a look. Agnes is putting in emotion driven. and Barry putting in, it depends. And I get fewer answers right now because this is not an easy question. And you're not going to get an easy answer as well, right? So, but I want you guys to start thinking about these questions. And with that, is it okay tonight I show you some examples? Is that okay with you guys? But these examples will really shake your entire mindset about the market. Really shake, all right? So I'm going to give you some radical examples. The first one happens to a local company. I think I better pick a local company. Maybe you guys can kind of feel for it. And here we go. Now I want to make sure what I put out here, you guys are not like making a judgment call. Just open eyes, look at it, and then we can learn something great out of it, all right? So here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, check this out. Singapore ride-hailing firm Ride shares plunged over 80% on the New York Stock Exchange. So how many of you remember your teacher spoke about this company a few months ago? How many remember that in our Cozy Live Trading? Young, waving your hands, thank you. Vera, thank you. Peter, thank you. And back then, the first question I asked was, how many people know about this company? I'm from Singapore. I asked 10 people. Most of them don't even take rides from this car. And I say, how could this be? So with this insight, we go to the chart itself. And I want to teach you guys why it's so important learning from this example, right? So I'm going to show you the chart right now, and don't be shocked about it. Just breathe. Everybody breathe. And here we go. Let me just adjust it really, really nice, and you can see it for yourself. Check this out. This was the day of the IPO. We're going to go through together. And here we go. Step 1. This round circle is the day of the IPO, right? Traded opening price $4. And for $4, it went up, went down, normal. This part is still normal. Then it went to $11. That's like 2x in less than 3 months with no earnings announcement. And you can go around asking everybody around you, have you taken a ride with this company called Ride? And then they will shake their head, no, we only take our rides with Grab. In other parts of Asia, it would be with Uber, right? Now maybe just take a quick survey. How many of you taken rides with this company before? It's a ride-sharing company. How many of you taken rides before? How many of you have not taken a ride with this company before? Have not? Just raise your hands. All right, okay. Now I understand you are listening, all right? So it's the same due diligence that you always do. Anything that you invest in, you look around, check, and ask questions. By the time the price is hovering between $6 to $8, and lo and behold, it went to $21. That's like 5x, 4 times 5, 20. In how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 6 months, it went to $20. And guess what? One of the most important word for insider trading that you have to learn is this. So please get ready, your pen and paper. If you forgot about this detail, this thing will always eat you up, all right? And I'm teaching you really, really powerful facts here, and here we go. The second word that you must master is this word called lockup. It is defined as a lockup period. And typically for insiders, and they are like the management team, board of directors, the employees who got the employee stock options program, ESOP, they have a lockup period. For US stock exchanges, the period typically is 6 months. Now, why 6 months? Because the regulator wants the company to go through 2 earnings announcements. How many earnings announcements? Can I show of your fingers? How many earnings announcements? 2 earnings announcements. Every earnings announcement is 3 months plus 3 months, 6 months. Now, with this hindsight, you take a look here. This company went through how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The employees are free to let go of their shares. And what happens? Ladies and gentlemen, pew, ding. Now it's, I don't know how much, $2, $1.50. They dump. So can you imagine those poor guys who thought that they are buying something great, they bought all the way up here? The insiders have achieved buy low, sell high, make money. And when it dump, all the people suffers. All right? So this is one extreme case, and there are many such extreme cases out there for us to kind of look at it. Now, I took part in many, many IPOs, and one of the legendary IPO I took part in is this company called Google. Day one, I bought the shares at $100 per share. So let's take a look. The other example I'm going to show you, and we go back to the really, really historical time. Back then, the IPO was in 2004. All right? And in 2004, you kind of can see what is a normal IPO, right? So let's take a look at a normal IPO. So again, I go through with you the counting. This like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lockup period is free up right here. Can you see nobody's dumping? And they were waiting for what? The earnings announcement. Every employee hold on to the shares. The CEO rallied them. Hold on to your shares because we're going to do them well. And from there, it's like every earnings, boom, 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 boom. It just keeps spiking up, spiking up. Can you see for yourself? This is a great company. It just keeps going up. And that is too extreme for you. One, which is a really bad example from a company you ask around, nobody take right with them. And then the other one is a Google, where we use our searches, we conduct our searches on this machine. How many of you understand these two examples so far? Yes? Now, we got two extreme examples. One kind of done really, really well up here for Google, and the other one kind of dumped the stocks and kind of many people got killed along the way. Now I'm going to give you a hybrid example. All right? And using this hybrid example, you decide whether there's insider trading or not. Here we go. Oh, by the way, I better make myself very, very clear. I'm not accusing any companies of insider trading. I'm just showing you the stock chart. Please say yes. All right. I'm just saying why the chart behaved this way. I'm not making any accusation. I'm not claiming any of one of them is doing illegal insider trading. I'm just showing you the stock chart. Please give me a thumbs up. You understand this point? Yes? Okay, so I'm going to give you one really classic one that is able to tell the story really, really well. And nobody's able to teach you this unless they spend all their life thinking about insider trading. Ready? Here we go. I present to you MicroStrategy. Ready? This is the day of the IPO, 1998. That's how way back Michael Saylor started the company, one of the youngest CEO on Wall Street. And back then the stock price was $8. From $8, he was able to pump the stock price to $300. $8 to $300. See for yourself, all right? And you know, those were the good old days when I first started in the year 2000. It's called a dot-com boom. Year 2000. Look at the bottom left. Dot-com boom, all right? Really easy money back then. And then when the dot-com bust, what happens? Collapse. From $300, it dropped all the way down to how much? 40 cents. It dropped more than 99.5% of its stock price. Now, do you call that insider trading? I don't think so, because everybody suffered the same. It's not unique to MicroStrategy. That was called a dot-com boom and bust, and it's vividly displayed in front of us. And one of the good things is, in the stock market, in Wall Street, you can tell who's the resilient CEO. This guy refused to give up. For you to build back up to your original stock price, let me tell you, it's damn difficult once it's collapsed. He took the time, press on, still kind of press on, trying to find a way out, buy time for the business, trying to find a way out, press on, until in the year 2020. I share with you that was the year I mobilized our community, go all in to buy Bitcoin, 12th of May 2020. Average price $8,888 per piece. Today, we have never touched the red line before. He came in late after us. He came in October 2020. We came in May. And, you know, it's just 5 months late. See what he done? This is the magic. Around October 2020, he started buying Bitcoin. Boom. Went up, went down with Bitcoin. Bitcoin recovered, boom, went up. And today, his stock price performance have beaten every single index on planet Earth, including the best performing stock, Nvidia. This is the best performing company on planet Earth for a stock price that went down more than 99.5%. And you get to see both extremes right now. So you have a choice today. And every time when I kind of teach the public, and someone comes up to me and say, I lost all my money in the stock market, I'll turn around and say, why? Why do you lose all your money? It is not possible for you to lose everything in the stock market. Please raise your hand and say yes. Because over time, great companies will rise up. They just need more time. You will only lose if you realize your losses. You sold at a loss. Likewise, it applies to the principle of owning Bitcoin. Anytime somebody comes up to me and say, Doctor, I follow you, I go and buy Bitcoin, I lost all my money. I say, how could it be? We are still holding on to our Bitcoin. Why do you sell at a loss? Because he sold at a loss. And about 3 months after he said that, the Bitcoin went to an all-time high. Something like that. So I want you to know, we are in a game of the long run. We are in what game? Can you please fire off in the Zoom chat? What game are we in? Hello, what game are we in? Francis, thank you very much. You are the first one. We are in the game of the long run. We are not here for quick money. We are in here properly. And if you combine what I teach you, what I taught you yesterday, we are going out there to find companies that will spike up 5 to 100% in just one day. And you combine this with the long run game, how many of you feel confident you will make money? And you can want to fire yes on the Zoom chat. There's no way you will lose money unless you do something stupid. All right? So this is the game. A game of hitting 5 to 100% profit in one day, at the same time also sustaining the long-term growth. We're going to teach you all that with the Holy Grail portfolios tomorrow. And with this very, very good introduction, with that, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I can finally introduce and start off the class officially. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you insider investors. This is a very important topic. And in fact, I want you to go out there and master all out what exactly is insider investors, all right? So here we go. Please get your pen and paper ready. Insider is broken down into the following acronym. Here we go. First one is I. We're going to start off with investment, all right? And in the topic of investment is really, really important because I'm going to show you how to navigate to the correct places to find the data. And I'll just show you one round, all the keywords, and then later on you can recap which one we have not gone through yet and which one you needed to ask me more questions. Second one, N stands for net purchase. Please write that down. Net purchase is not just following a guru. And you know, oftentimes public speaker like me, people like to call me guru. I say, don't call me guru. Because if you just follow a one person, you will always be wrong. No one is able to be right all the time. No one. But what happens if this? If you go around following gurus, you always get disappointed because man will fail. Please say yes. Only God is always right, all right? So the challenge is gurus will perform well at different seasons of their life. Not all the time. Give you an example, Katie Wood. She was the #1 hedge fund manager of the world in the year 2020. Because she betted on Zoom, she betted on Tesla, boom, her portfolio went up like this. The following year, 2021 and 22, she was bottom of the list. Bottom, from the #1 drop to bottom. So every guru will have different peak performance of their career. How many of you understand that Just raise your hands. And you need to understand that really well. That's why thank you very much. That's why we put on the concept of net purchase. We want to compare the gurus, the insiders against the insiders, and who really is making a net purchase decision on a single stock. We're going to show you that. Number 3, which stock are they looking at today? Because their taste will change. Today they are looking at NVIDIA, tomorrow they are looking at Meta, next day they're looking at ExxonMobil, next day they are looking at Johnson & Johnson. They will change over time. And what's the hot season? So this is not static data. This is dynamic. Next, right over here. What can we learn from the guru or the insider who put in a lot of money? The word is intelligence. They allow us to go out there and pull out the intelligence, or else we got no idea where to look at in the first place. How many of you are with me? Please say yes. We got no idea where to look at, honestly. Too many things to look at. But the insiders, through their actions, they are guiding us to look for the shortest path to success. Because they've done the work already. And more than doing the work, they put in money. More than put in the money, they put in billions of dollars on one bet. How many of you can put in $1 billion on one single bet? Most of us can't. Because they are trading at the different levels. Now today, if I have to ask you, are you able to put in $1 million to buy a single stock? Some of you may say yes. Yeah, teacher, I can still afford it. Okay, raise that, $10 million. Oh, cannot raise. 100 million, impossible. As the numbers go up, it becomes an impossibility for most people. But guess what? The insiders were looking at the starting point. Please write that down. The starting point for the kind of insiders we are only interested to look at, and they must pass our test, is this. We are looking for a minimum 100 million. If they don't have 100 million, don't waste our time. Move on, next guy. This is the most important test. Because the moment you're 100 million, you can move the market. For Wall Street, for small stocks. But if you talk about big cap stocks, even you're 100 million, you can't move a dime. You can't even move 1 cent. But the minimum standard for us, 100 million. That's why it's so important, all right? So with that in mind, and here we go. Next, after we gather intelligence, because the insiders lead us to look at certain stocks, and when we look at the stocks, then we can write it down. Oh, no wonder they are looking at this stock. The drivers of the business is this and this and this. Because can you follow the logic right now? Insiders lead us to the intelligence of where to look at. And after looking at the stock, finally we can break it down. Oh, they are looking for this driver at this moment, this catalyst for the next season, and so on. And after which, then we go through the execution, when to buy and when to sell. And all this, I'm going to open up the black box in front of all of you today. You're going to know exactly what to do. And finally, we love insiders who keep on putting on recurring trades. Buying more, double down, 100%, 500%, 1,000%, keep doubling down. Holy moly! They have increased their thesis, and that's why they are putting all their money down show hand. That's what we are looking for. So with this introduction, now please go together with me for the first alphabet, and that's called investment. Now how do we find investment, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch back over here, and I'm going to show you how to navigate, all right? So step 1, always remember this, go to the hamburger menu. You have access to the 3 horizontal lines at the top left. Mouse over, and we are on the topic of insider investors, which is found right here. Insider investors. So you can really follow closely with me as I teach you. You are able to navigate to the correct place. Insider investors, click on the drop down. We are interested in investors, click on the drop down, And holy moly, all of them are shown right here. Ding, 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 ding. There are 8 of the categories of insiders. We always click on the first one, the top 100. Let's click on it. All right. So, where do we look at when we are at this page? Where do we look at? This is really important. Step 1, make sure your eyes are looking at the top. The top will guide you that there are 8 categories of insiders on planet Earth. Now, we're going to go through each one of them later on, like the top 100, universe of funds. Now, let me slow down. Top 100 are the best of the best. So let me show you who are they. Number 1 on the list, Warren Buffett. Best of the best, forever in the Hall of Fame, all right? Number 2, Kenneth Fisher. Number 3, Nick Schomer. Number 4, Christopher Horn. Number 5, Millennium Traders. These are the snipers of the Wall Street. Number 6, Citadel. 50% of all trades, 50%, listen carefully, 50% of all trades that's trading in the US stock market, they have to pass through the company here called Citadel. So he's seeing everything, all right? So you got to follow him. And next, this legend just passed away this year, James Simmons. He's performing better than Warren Buffett. Let me tell you his trades. And his team just comprises of PhDs. He believed very much in hiring the best of the best, to the extent he has closed out his fund. You cannot buy into his fund anymore, all right? So if you look at it, James Simmons, most of his trades are robotic. He's using machines, very, very powerful machines, all right? And the list goes on. And why do we call them the top 100? Because the sheer mention of their name on the media, on TV, the price will move instantly, just like that. So we have our proprietary criteria who to put into the 100 list. And it's not going to be fixed, it's going to change over time. And it will kick out a few, put in a few new ones, and so on, all right? The second one, the universe of funds. So over here, they represent So they represent all the funds on Wall Street, from the family office to the hedge funds to the funds of funds. Whatever exotic offices that they create will be found here, right? But I want to show you here the names that you must tattoo in your heart are those above $1 trillion. Can you see how big they are right now? Vanguard 4.2 trillion, BlackRock 3.6 trillion, State Street 1.9 trillion. We're talking about really big money here, right? This is like monster funds. FMR 1.2, Morgan Stanley 1 trillion. So anything above $1 trillion is like a monster size. Even if you are like over here, JP Morgan, 891 billion, that is also a very huge fund, all right? The moment you are $100 billion and above, you are different category already. And we track every one of them. The third one is the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Check this out. This represents the wealth of a country, right? And we got all the explanation right over here. The biggest one is from Norway, the Norges Bank. Korea kind of really step up the game. Number 2, $35 billion. Saudi Arabia called a public investment fund, 33 billion. And then you have the Mubadala Fund, 18. And then you have these two very interesting guys here. Right here from Singapore. 16.9 and 16.6. That's about $32 billion combined. If you look at 32 billion, they are sitting somewhere between the Korea and the Saudis. Singapore is always in the top 3 position, and these are, by the way, these are what they are willing to publicly announce. There are certain information that they don't disclose to the market. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Wave your hands. And by the way, all this represents the wealth of us, the Singaporeans. We are part of the fund. This representing our wealth, and this is one of the financial weaponry that we have. We don't disclose the real full amount of funds that we have. All right. So we have much more than this, and who knows the answer? I think only the Prime Minister will know the answer. All right. So let's go on down, and some other funds like the retirement funds. This is the Texas Permanent School Fund and so on, including Her Majesty who passed away. She's very rich, $9 billion. All right. So these are the sovereign wealth funds. And then we go on to the pension funds and the retirement fund. Now, these 2 funds are very conservative. They'll do whatever it takes to protect the fund, because many people depend on the fund for their pension, all right, for their life savings. So you like Canada Pension Plan Fund, National Pension Service, APG, and all that, right? So these are conservative funds. Next, C-Suite. C-Suite, exactly what you guys type into the Zoom chat just now, like your CEO, CFO, CTOs. These are key appointment holders right here. Typically, it's the founder who owns the founding shares, member of majority of the shares, all right? So you can take a look at what they're buying, and it's very, very interesting. We're going to formulate a way so that we don't study all of them. We study the best one of them, all right? How many of you are having fun so far? Oh! And you know how important it is to understand all these categories, right? I'm going to go to 2 more. And earlier on, quite a number of you penned down Nancy Pelosi. She's the #1 dirtiest insider trader of all time as a politician. She makes so much money trading on government information, and nobody could touch her. They are a special breed altogether. And openly, she decried any criminal actions against politicians from insider trading. That's the game that they play, all right? So we also track all of them. And, we call it tracking whoever is serving in the Senate as well as in the Congress. We track both of them, all right? So you can take a look at what they are buying. And, the previous Speaker of the House, McConnell, right now kind of interested in Wells Fargo. But this is a very small trade because they'll tell you the range, $1,000 to $15,000. So this kind, you can forget about it. You are looking for big trades, $1 million and above. And one of the dirty tricks that they do is they don't buy themselves, they buy through their spouse, their husband or their wife. Like Nancy Pelosi's husband is also another insider trader, right? Last one is those appearing on CNBC, and the one that is really worth tracking is Jim Cramer. All right? So he has a trust fund and openly talk about the trades that he owns through a collaboration with CNBC and so on. All right? So let's go back to our top 100. I'm going to show you first, your eyes should be looking at where. Now we covered this top row, the 8 categories. Now if you want to look for trades, you should be looking here as well as here. All right? These are what we call the quarterly trades, the recent quarterly trades. 10 most investor stock, Apple, followed by Amazon, Broadcom. These are really big names out here, Microsoft, and so on. And for the past 5 trading days, kind of $780 million went into this company. So I'm going to click on this company, bang. And this company is called Impinj. And go straight to step 3, right over here. And you see the $780 million trade right up there. All right? And we also tackle one of the questions that was asked just now. Hey, where's your source of truth? Right? How do you know this information is correct? Do you even second guess it? So I want to teach you how to do that. Click on read more. Bang! And this is your source of truth. Securities Exchange Commission. But if you were to read it on your own, the filings made by them, I think you go completely crazy, right? I'll show you how the files look like. It looks like this. And many information. This is just one of the simple files, all right? And you can also look at it like this. Humanly, it's not quite possible to read all of them this way. And that's why what we do, we become a specialist in this area. We say, okay, we're going to make the job of reading all this information really easy for our students, all right? So we presented it this way. Ding, done. So how many of you appreciate the work done by Spiking engineers? All right. It's very tough work that involves big data, involves NLP, involves machine learning, involves artificial intelligence. We use different tech stacks to solve different problems, all right? It's not easy to build. It took us 3 rounds of fundraising, gone through many ups and downs. We deployed different engineers from across different parts of the world, and this is what we have today, a really powerful engine that you can be very proud of, all right? So that's where you get to see real-time information, all right? And we really took the effort to verify them. And you can see things like a gray tick or a blue tick, all with different meanings, all right? So let's come back to where we left off just now. So the investment, how do you go about looking at them? All started from here. Past 5 trading days, Q2, all right? Now, is that the only place to look at all these trades? No, there are many data right here on our platform. Take for example, look very carefully. I want to study Warren Buffett. And I can also tell you today, which are the stocks that you can buy below his average price? There are 5 of them. Wow. That is what we call value investing in one single step. You want to buy cheap? You can buy cheaper than Warren Buffett. Let me tell you, got a damn good price because this guy's the cheapest on the planet. He's so damn good at going after what we call the intrinsic value, discounted stocks. And we just use machine and say, okay, there are 5 stocks right now you can buy below his average price. We even tell you, last quarter, which are the 2 new stocks he bought recently. The first time, the Virgin trade. And the Virgin trade is very important, all right? So I'm going to show you right now how to go about studying the Virgin trade, which is like very powerful. And here we go. Follow with me across the steps. So we're going to go to Berkshire Hathaway. Now, we are not going to study him as a stock. This is his stock symbol, BRKA. We're going to study him as an insider. So go below right there, under insider, click on Berkshire Hathaway. Bing! And from here, you scroll down. And you get to see, number 1, old man has only 39 stocks in his portfolio. 39. And Apple today occupies 30% of his entire net worth. 30% of his wealth concentrated on Apple, right? So just go and click on Apple. And you get to see every single historical trade he has made on Apple. The most important one, go all the way down. You look for this guy called New. New represents the first Virgin trade. That was in 2016. And really powerful data. Later on, I'm going to show you who dumped the stock in the same time and who went in to buy for the first time. The first time the person went in to buy is actually Warren Buffett. But he was buying from someone else who decided to dump the stock, right? We're going to get to that in a short while. But listen very carefully right now. I'm showing you how an insider starts to build up his portfolio on a single stock. This is Warren Buffett, all right? So can you see over here, this is in Q1 2016. This is in Q1 2016. Look over here with me, your eyes. That means he bought between January to March 2016, right? And the information was disclosed 45 days later, that's 16th of May. So how do we calculate 16th of May? Watch my demonstration. So he bought it between Jan to March. All right? That's step one. Now the rules say that they have an ability to declare within 45 days. They set up these rules. By the way, let me give you the historical backdrop of insider trading. Many, many years ago, more than 50 years ago, every time Warren Buffett bought something, the stock price would go crazy because everybody would go and follow him, bought the stock or dumped the stock, and created so much volatility. And then he appealed to the government, hey, can you guys do something about this? This is not good for the market. Can you give us like some kind of distance for us to disclose later? And the government agreed with him. He said, okay, Mr. Buffett, we hear you. We're going to enact a new law that allows people like you to have a 45 days period counted on the last day of the quarter. Then you disclose. So watch back over here. So if you think about March, you plus 45 days. All right, last day of March, you add another 45 days. Equals to what? April is 30 days. Then May is 15 days. There you go. 15th of March. That's how we count the 45 days. All right? So please write that down on your notebook. This is really, really important. And just by looking at our software, we are guiding you the calculation. Can you see over here? This is 31st of March, the last day. Add 45 days, 30 days gone in April, and another 15 days in May. There you go, 16th of May 2016. And Warren Buffett will always push the boundary. He will be always the last guy on the last day, on the last minute, then disclose to the market. That's how he plays the game, all right? So on this day, Q1 2016, he bought 9.8 million number of shares of Apple. The first Virgin trade is the most important trade. Next quarter, he increased by 55%. Third quarter did nothing, 15.2. Fourth quarter increased by 276%. By then, his portfolio is already worth 6.4 billion. Now look at it here. His first trade, he always buy around $1 billion. That is his testing trade. He will always test the market. See how the market responded to him. And by the time 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters later, he already stacked up to 6.4 billion. Of course, the stock price has also gone up. Then he increased by another 125%, bought more shares. Right now, his portfolio from 6.4 billion increased by 10 billion, 16.8 billion. He's still buying. Watch. We're at Q1 2017. I'm going to move this guy to the bottom. Q1 2017. We stop at there. We continue. Watch. He continues to buy. 16.8. Increased to 19.3 billion. Didn't buy a lot because here only 3%. Went up to 20.6 billion. Increased by another 23%. Went up to 27 billion. Increased by 44%. Went up to 4 billion. Not done yet. He's still buying. All right. He kept buying until here. He increased to 44.7 billion. Then he bought a little bit here. Finally stagnate at 252.5 million number of shares. All right. That's how much time it took him. From Q1 2016 every quarter he's buying all the way to Q3 2018. So that's the reason why I keep telling you guys, don't rush. If the insider is interested in the trade, he'll continue buying and stack up. Please raise your hands if you understand this. Right? Take your time. You have all the time. Relax. Don't rush. And I'm giving you a very good example, Warren Buffett. 2 years and 3 quarters, then he stopped buying. So we continue. That's Q3 2018. Can you see from that point onwards, the number of shares remain stagnant, 249.6. 249.6, sell a little bit, pay off taxes. And then, the moment the company announced a stock split, can you see over here, 245.2 million number of shares, boom! Jump up to 944.3 million number of shares. That is the power of a stock split. Look at that. So beautiful. This data is clean. How many of you like the clean data? Can you fire away on the Zoom chat? Clean data. Clean data. All right. I'm running behind time again. And when I touch on this topic, I'm so passionate about it, all right? Because you guys are going to learn so much just from this example, and you can kind of know how to reverse engineer from our data and go and study all these guys. How many of you right now have the confidence to go in and reverse engineer and open up the black box for any insider today using this example? Yes? Yeah, thank you very, very much. I acknowledge you. Thank you. Really good, all right? Let's press on. At 944.3 million number of shares, continue. Can you see this whole year he did nothing? And you are going to do nothing as well, because this whole year he's just collecting dividends, the rental income that we talk about. And you want to own shares that pay out dividends, and you just don't have to do anything while the stock price keep going up. How do I know the stock price is going up? You see, the number of shares is the same, right? But can you see the value of the shares? 115.9 billion went up to 1.5. Okay, didn't go up. This one went up. Stock price went up to 130 billion, 142 billion. Just like that, ding, 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 same number of shares. The stock price is going up, and every quarter he's paid a dividend. That's the beauty of it, all right? We continue, press on. Then he bought a little bit more, increased to 890, and increased to 915. Coming to this year, from 915 million number of shares, he dumped half of it. Today he's left with 400 million shares. And he was testing the market. You know, in his annual general shareholder meeting, the shareholders were asking him, hey, Mr. Buffett, why in Q1 you sold off 160 million number of shares, which represents about 12%. He said, oh, we are just, balancing, handling some taxes. He just brushed it off. The next thing, he shocked everybody. Boom, sold off 50%, 49.33 to be exact. That's how precise our data is. Can you see how beautiful our data is? Everything strip naked right here. You can right now begin to study the minds of every great investor on earth. How many of you like this data? This is called stripping them naked. You can do the same exercise on Temasek. You can do the same exercise on George Soros. You can do the same exercise on BlackRock. Anyone. Because our journey, our work at Spiking is to democratize the information so that you can trade alongside with the giants of Wall Street. All right? So I kind of going to flip back over here. We covered quite a lot of stuff just using Warren Buffett's example. And now I need to show you, where do you see the net purchase? This is a special feature we built into our software to show you in one glance who is buying and who is dumping at the same time. On the left is buying, on the right is selling, all right? You can see bought on the left, sold on the right, all right? So I'm going to go back. Go back to the same example of Warren Buffett. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Here we go. Look for Apple. Apple is a stock, right? And the hidden place to find the net purchase among the best out there, you start off by going to step 2. Click on step 2, Insider. Now I got your interest. Just remember, we are always studying the top 100. This is very important, top 100. Click on top 100, bing! And there you go. Can you see this net stock purchase, right? So we're going to go all the way back to the first virgin purchase by Warren Buffett. We're going to go way back down to 2016. I hope the data keeps loading. 2016 quarter 1. Oh, way back down. Ding, 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 ding. 2016. Let me load first, all right? You all don't rush in. Let me load. There's a lot of data sitting behind, all right? Oops. 2016, 2 more years. Wait a minute. Wait for me. The back-end machine is working really, really hard. Load. 2016 Q1, all right? All right, 2017. Okay, we're almost there. 2016 quarter 1. Why are we going to quarter 1? Because we want to discover the first virgin trade by Warren Buffett, all right? Now the machine is loading up a lot of data behind the scenes, all right? 16 quarter 2, 1 more quarter. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the trade that inspired us to create the left and the right. And this is a really classic story that you can tell all the way to your grandchildren. On the left side of the ring, I present to you Mr. Warren Buffett, standing at $994.9 million first virgin purchase. While on the right side of the ring, I present to you Carl Icahn, and he decided to dump all the shares of Apple, 4.6 billion. Somebody dump, somebody buy. And fast forward to today, who's the biggest loser? Carl Icahn. Who's the biggest winner? Warren Buffett. So ladies and gentlemen, is it important that you follow the right insider? Please type in important. Come on, important. Holy moly.
Held me back when I tried to move on from your life. So you stole my life with clarity. So hold me back, no you won't hear. Cause I'm mad, show no fear. Wanna let you know just how you felt. Oh no, 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 no. Don't you think we could? There's no way we could be. No, oh no, 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 no.
Now you see how important the data is to us. Because we are not just going after one insider. We are putting them side by side. And we are looking at the same company. The company is called Apple. And you're scratching your head, teacher, how come their views are so different? One, go in first time, virgin, new. The other one, hanging out with Apple for so many years, decided dump one time, or sold all. And it's not just Carl Icahn. Look over here. Very big names like Tiger Global, Renaissance, D. Shaw. This guy's dumb. And this will kind of inspire you to gather the intelligence. What triggered Warren Buffett to look into Apple while the rest dumb? Those are what we call the process of insider trading. How many of you realize you do enough of this exercise, your brainwave work at a different level? And finally you got a clue, okay, I need to look at this company. Instead of every day trying to figure out which stock should we look at, and test the wind and all that, look at the stars and the moon. No, don't do that. Follow the trail of the money. That's the power of insider trading. And with that, we created the net purchase indicator, the first in the world. We are famous for that, all right? And because it's very difficult to build this. This is called the mother of all metrics. Net positive purchase. But this net positive purchase is only applied to which group of insiders? The top 100. Can you see right here? The top 100. And if I want to apply this to all insiders of Apple, go to fundamental, click, ding. Oops. Go and click on fundamental. Hang on a minute. And this is the mother of all metrics. So right now on fundamental step, look over here. What is the net purchase of considering every single fund on Wall Street? Some will buy, some will sell. And guess what? As they buy and sell, now as you look at the data, ding, as you ding, ding, look at it right now, what is the answer? It is a net positive purchase of $8.8 billion, despite the fact that Warren Buffett dumped half of it. See for yourself right now. That's how powerful data is. So hold your fort with the new iPhone powered with AI. And I really love the brand name. It's not AI. It is Apple Intelligence. Can you see how beautiful the marketing is? From artificial intelligence, right now they turn it around. This is called Apple Intelligence. Can all of you please type in Apple Intelligence? Oh! Apple Intelligence! Holy moly!
Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends.
And how many of you realize that just by hanging out with the insiders, they'll point you where to look at. And now I have to hang out with Apple as a company. They point you where to look at. And now all the things on my table and my phones and everything is just Apple. And it came out with such a beautiful branding, Apple Intelligence. Hey, holy moly, who teach them that? So beautiful. They dominate the word AI forever with Apple Intelligence. So with this, you kind of see, wow, this is really something powerful. Yes, because this 8.8 billion represents every single insider purchase and sale. We net off, they believe Apple has a great future. That's why they are sticking their money behind this right now. Now, watch carefully. Then why is it among the top 100 is negative $71 billion? Who is this idiot? Tell me, who is this idiot that cost negative 71 billion? Come on, I give you all the clue already. Francis is the first one. Come on, where's the rest? Fire away on the Zoom chat. Who's the idiot that cost the negative $71 billion? I'm talking about today. Agnes, I'm talking about today. Today. And that's Warren Buffett. He sold off, right? But despite him selling off, the rest are picking up. The net is still 8.8. That's the beauty of data, so that you're not swayed easily by the media coverage and people just frighten you and scare you off. Hey, Apple is gone case already. No, the data shows 8.8. It's not gone case. It's still positive. And that is how you stand on the shoulders of giants to look further, all right? By the way, how many of you enjoyed this segment of the presentation and really pushed the time limit? How many enjoyed so far? Thank you very much. I appreciate you raising up hands and wave at me and all that. And that gives me really, really great pleasure, right? So let me speed up a little bit here. We are on Insider IN. And next one is S. S stands for stocks. I kind of show you where to look at for stocks. And you go to the page where you have top 100. And it will also tell you the largest and the latest purchase. I really like the way we name it. Latest, largest, largest, latest, largest, all right? So this part here will show you recent trades, what are the stocks that they are focusing on. And typically what I'll do, I'll just scan through and pick out which one are they agreeing to buy together. Like for example, currently the current season is QXO. right? Because Millennium traders are buying it. Citadel traders are also buying it, this company, right? So that kind of give you a clue and a hint. Next, I, insider, alphabet I stands for intelligence. I'm going to show you why is it so important that led us to look at this company called ExxonMobil, all right? Now, ExxonMobil as an article is step 2. Please remember that. The real question you should always ask is, hey teacher, what led you to look into ExxonMobil? What led you to look at Apple? What led you to look at Microsoft? What led you to look at Meta? How many of you realize this question, what led you to the stock, is important? So can you please type down, what led you into the stock? Type it down, quickly write it down. This must be the first trigger question you always ask. Hey, what got you into Apple? What led you into Apple? What were you thinking that you kind of take a look at Apple? Why are you looking at Apple? Why did you invest in Apple? And here we go. Wow, we're dealing with really, really powerful stuff here today. It's unbelievable. And here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Check this out. I'm going to show you a very powerful data which we'll cover tonight. This is under triangulation. Remember I spoke about just now about the 45 days? Now on the 45 days where everybody rushed to kind of inform the public what they bought in the previous quarter, and when that's announced, that is the most valuable, precious data. And that's why during that period, we always do one very important live trading event called Trade Through the Night. When do we organize this Trade Through the Night? Right on the day when they declared all their filings, while it's hot off the oven, all right? So with this, the current season and the hottest trade for triangulation is found right here. This company called ExxonMobil. I don't know why they are interested in oil overnight. Are they preparing for World War III? Let's take a look. Why? Because it has the highest net stock purchase for quarter 2. How much? $38.9 billion. This is crazy, and it's concentrated. Everybody buying at the same time. I don't know what they are looking at, but this goes back to what I shared with you just now. I, it stands for intelligence, because the net purchase led me to ExxonMobil, and because of ExxonMobil, I went to search and research what are they looking at, and I found this article. All right, so now I'm going to show you this article right here. Better buy in September, which is this month. ExxonMobil, or a 50-50 split of Devon Energy and Occidental Petroleum. This is the intelligence that led us to this article. But not good enough. I want to know the key drivers. What exactly are they looking for? It's all found right here. Don't have to read too far on. It's always at the top. All 3 companies are contributors to the growing onshore U.S. oil and gas industry. That is the answer for you. Done. And we wouldn't be so smart if not for the data that's led me to this piece of article. All right? So with that, you kind of know, wow, this is getting like very intriguing. One thing leads to another. Yes, it doesn't stop. We are on I for intelligence, and D for the drivers. The drivers, because now oil and gas is back at $70 per barrel. It's the best time for them to come back to the industry, and they move their money in fast and furious. And finally, E is the execution. Now, how do we study the execution of the insiders? We go back to ExxonMobil, right? So back over here, ping, XOM. You can see the way I navigate is Really very easy. We always, whatever you want to find, is always found at the search box right on top. You can type in the name of the company or the insider. It always starts from here. Very easy to navigate, all right? And since we are talking about execution, who buy, who sell, go and click on step 2, insider. And can you see over here the number of people who bought? 2,458. These are the best money managers on Wall Street versus those who sold, half of them, 1,076. Everything shown here, naked, right? And then you look at how much money they're pouring in, you go crazy. Each one of them is betting more than $1 billion. 5.7 billion by Vanguard, 3.6 by BlackRock, 1.9 by State Street. And this is invested in just 3 months period, all right? Current 3 months. 1.6 billion, 1.6 billion, 1.6 billion. Go on down. All these are the billion investors. Norges Bank Sovereign Wealth Fund, 1.1 billion. Capital Research, 1.6. Jode Capital, 1.4. FMR, 1 billion. Morgan Stanley, 1 billion. JP Morgan, all these guys are putting in money. Bang, 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 bang. Right? And then you look at, of all these guys, who's the really crazy one? Massachusetts. Why? Because this guy increased his bet by 532%. Previous quarter versus current quarter, that guy doubled down. No, 5x of his investment. He spotted something. So typically when you increase by more than 100%, means you smell something. You smell a rat. You smell a hidden gem. You go for the blood. All right? And we like to look at this kind of data. How many of you are feeling that you can smell it already? How many can smell it already? All right? So it's like, you know, you're out there looking for the hidden. Oh, I smell it, whiff it, all right? And that's ding, you got it, right? So with that ding, here we go. Insider, and we got one more alphabet to go. The last one is called recurring. And recurring is what I demonstrated to you on exactly what Warren Buffett did with the Apple shares. Buy non-stop, ding, 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 ding. It all started from the first Virgin purchase, 9.8 million number of shares, which is about $1 billion. So ladies and gentlemen, we have finished this part on the insider trading, and let's recap. We really gone through a lot, all right? So I want to make sure you really master this part. That is your insider trading, INSIDER. Step 1, let the money tell us where they are investing in. Step 2, let the net purchase confirm and validate the decision is correct. Not one single hero, but a whole group of them, they all spotted something that led us to this particular stock, step 3. Then from this stock, once you know the stock, you guys are very good in it. You can start searching, and on our software, we give you all the time trail, where to find the information that give us the intelligence, right? And this intelligence is really important. Why? Why are they looking at it? And from the why, it led us to the key drivers of that particular stock. What are the catalysts that they're looking for in the future that will move the stock price up? And then you study how they execute. Do they double down, triple down, 500%, 1,000%? And that kind of anchors your psychology. You have the confidence. And finally, you're not going to buy one time. These guys are buying every quarter, recurring, bang, 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 bang. And because the recurring purchases, it kind of push the stock price continuously up and away. That is how the stock market is playing out. And all started from insider trading. How many of you today, you really benefited from this topic called insider trading? All right? And thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys leaving the hands. And you can also fire on the Zoom chat. And you say, yes, I benefited from insider trading. And please apply this in everything you do, not just in investment. In the way you handle your job, do your business, you must know who really calls the shot, the big boss, the one who controls the money. And that's how I put into practice in my negotiation with different parties, business deals, and so on. And you always connect, and finally you know who's the real insider that calls the shot. It is the same for Wall Street, all right? So with that, time check, right now it's already 8:30. Now it's already 9:30. Holy moly. We're going to call for a short break. Let me rest my voice. We got two more very, very important topics that we need to cover, and that's called market timing as well as the money finish, all right? So we're going to take a 10 minutes break right now. Time check, 9:30. And in the 10 minutes break, please go and play the software. Go and look for that first virgin trade by Warren Buffett into Apple. Go and look into ExxonMobil. Everything that I've shown you. Make sure you have the confidence to navigate easily. And kind of on the left menu, we do it really easily for you, right? Starting from the left menu, you can kind of from there permeate inside or start from the search box right at the top. I will see you at 9:40 sharp. Thank you very much.